Hey YouTube, this is going to be my Game of Thrones Season 6 video for Jon Snow. Before I start the predictions, here are some of the facts that Jon Snow's return is totally possible.
A point that Game of Thrones fans are going to be desperate to hear about, which is it is reported you've been seen. It's reported you've been seen actually on set during the filming of Series 6, even though you appear to die a ghastly death. Does this and your face appears in the shadows of the publicity material for Series 6? I put it to you that you will be in Series 6 as Jon Snow in some respect.
I think anyone who wants to know what happens in Season 6 has to wait until it comes out. All I can tell you is Jon Snow is dead. He died at the end of the last season.
But his spirit lives on?
Who knows? You have to wait and see. It's going to be a very exciting season, so I'm led to believe.
He's You've been very well trained in that response, haven't you?
Apart from Kit Harington, spotted multiple times in Belfast and in the filming sets, Harington really let his guard down in an interview last year. This was his answer when the interviewer asked about his contract with HBO. "Nice try. I can't talk about that. Let's just say that Game of Thrones will remain a part of my life for a while. I'll probably be in my 30s when it's over. One thing's for sure, the day I'm no longer on Thrones is the day I'll bury myself in movie projects." He really gave us a big clue in this answer. Kit is 29 years old. He said that he would be in his 30s when it's over, and HBO will definitely air 2 or more new seasons, so Kit indirectly told us that he will remain part of the show. I'll play a clip, and I don't want to talk much about this one, because you might have already seen this one, and everyone has different views on this.
If you could be any character, I mean, including yourselves, which one would you be in real life? Like, if you had to be in Game of Thrones, which one would you choose to be?
I'd like to be a warg. I'd like to put myself into a wolf.
We should just stop now. It's not going to get any better than that.
Two words for you, Season 6. Season 6.
The show has left us a clue in the form of sound for Jon's return. If you listen closely to the background music in the Season 5 finale scene, you can definitely note a change in the tone of the music. And here is the scene. Observe carefully. I don't know how to put this together, but all I can say is this is a major clue. The name of the soundtrack is Goodbye Brother. It was first used on the show when Jon parts his way from Robb Stark. The show used the same soundtrack, but they kinda changed it in the end. Let's start the predictions. As you know, Sansa and Theon are on the run. The Boltons will send search parties to find Sansa, but none of them won't bring Sansa back to Winterfell. Now Ramsay will write a letter to Lord Commander Jon Snow assuming Sansa went to Castle Black, demanding her back, or he will come up there with an army and take her himself. Possibly this could be the infamous Pink Letter, but a different version on the show.
Winterfell is mine. Come and see.
But just before receiving Ramsay's letter, Jon Snow will be resurrected by Melisandre. Well, you might have heard this theory so many times, so I don't want to go deep into this one. Also, the actress who plays Melisandre has said in a recent interview that her role in Season 6 is pivotal. Imagine if Jon Snow, reborn under salt and smoke, he could be the legendary hero that Melisandre has been talking about. If the show teases this stuff, it will be a treat to watch.
In the ancient books it's written that a warrior will draw a burning sword from the fire. And that sword shall be Lightbringer. Stannis Baratheon, warrior of light. Your sword awaits you.
And the newly resurrected Jon will be a slightly changed person, because every time when a person comes back from the dead, a part of them will be gone. He will be free from his vows, and finally he can live his life the way he always wanted it to be. So I'd like to see how much Jon is changed. There is another important question. Will Jon execute his comrades for their betrayal against him? With White Walkers marching towards the wall, you can say that he won't punish anybody, but I don't think Jon will let everyone walk away from their crime. I expect he will execute one of them. Who do you think it will be? Let me know your answer in the comments below. Knowing that her sister is in danger, Jon will put Ed in temporary command, and he'll leave Castle Black with Tormund and Wildings to find his sister. Melisandre will advise him not to leave Castle Black. However, Jon won't listen. Without Jon, I believe Melisandre and Sir Davos won't stay at Castle Black. And right from the moment, they'll begin to serve Jon Snow, so they'll accompany him. I also think Melisandre will constantly keep reminding about the White Walkers' threat. Jon will successfully find that Sansa and Rickon are both safe with Umbers. Now he'll join with the Northern Lords to avenge his late brother Robb Stark. Jon will ask the Wildings to join him to fight against the Boltons. Both the Northern Lords and Wildings will refuse in the beginning. The Wildings will argue that they never signed up for this, and the Northern Lords won't allow the Wildings to join with them in battle. However, Jon will convince them all by talking about unity and winter. Kit Harington was also spotted in the filming sets wearing a Stark outfit. Probably he could be legitimized. In the books, Robb and his mother were afraid when they came to know that Sansa has married Tyrion, because the control of Winterfell could fall under their future son. They both agreed this must be prevented. Catelyn pleaded with Robb to name his sister Arya as heir, but Robb insisted that no one has seen Arya since his father's death, and assumed that his sister is likely also dead. So Robb decided to name Jon as his heir. Even though Catelyn didn't like the decision, Robb reminded her that he was king and his decision was final. The show hasn't done this part, but probably the Northern Lords will reveal Robb's secret will to Jon.
Very well. Have you considered my offer? I have. And I thank you for it. You do me great honor. All my life, I wanted to be Jon Stark. Say the word and you will be.
Coming to the important part, the huge battle in the snow. So it's the Northern armies, Wildings and Jon and Sansa against the Boltons. So this is going to be one big episode like Hard Home. The speculation is that most of the Wildings will die in this battle, including Tormund. Also, there will be a duel between Ramsay and Jon Snow. This is going to be one of the highlights of the battle. The theory is that Ramsay will escape with some injuries before Jon will finish him off. Whether he is going to die or live, it's a cliffhanger. The battle will likely end when Littlefinger suddenly shows up with an army from the Vale to take the Boltons out entirely. The Knights of the Vale are going to break Bolton's army, just like Tywin and Loras broke Stannis at the Blackwater Bay. After the battle, Sansa will order to execute Roose Bolton for the betrayal against his brother. Finally, the Starks will be the rulers once again in the north. Now that the war is over, Jon, Sansa, Melisandre, Davos, the Northern Lords, and Littlefinger inside Winterfell will be arguing about what to do next. Jon and Melisandre will argue to focus on the coming of the White Walkers, which Littlefinger will dismiss it, suggesting Sandra should ally herself with the Vale and free her uncle from Walder Frey. The Northern Lords will agree with Littlefinger since House Tully fought with the Northerners against the Lannisters, and Walder Frey was the main old man who betrayed the Starks in the Red Wedding. Now it's up to Sansa to make the decision. So here's my question to you guys. What'll be Sansa's answer? And do you think Ramsay will die in this season? Let me know your answers below in the comments. Before I end this video, I want to talk some more about Jon Snow's return.
Kill the boy, Jon Snow. Winter is almost upon us. Kill the boy, and let the man be born.
In Game of Thrones, Jon is the closest thing to a hero. Ned and Robb were our heroes too, but why haven't we talked about their resurrections? Because their storyline ended at that point. But Jon's story arc hasn't ended. He is involved in some mysteries and prophecies. Ultimately, Jon's real parents are yet to be revealed on the show. Also, I have non-authentic information. You can call it fake news or a rumor, whatever. Several years ago, that was before George R.R. Martin started writing A Dance with Dragons, in an interview, George said that Jon would find out about his parents. Unfortunately, I have no verified source for this interview. If George has really ended Jon's story arc, then I think it's a bad way of story narration.
Try not to worry, Ollie. I've been worrying about Jon for years. He always comes back.
So, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I hope these are enough to convince you guys. Like and share this video, and don't forget to subscribe.